was everything made through him. We mentioned that the light is coming. Right after the verse, it mentions he. So we can take that the light that is coming is going to be a he. Meaning someone is coming, and that person is a he, that everything was made for. And the he that he, in verse 11 says, he came to his own people. He came to his own and his own people. So not only was he born, but he would probably take to this point that he's talking about too. But he mentioned that he came to his own. What I took that as is that he was not born into this glorious throne that he was supposed to be born in, or he should really have been born in. He was born by his own in a not so glorious birth compared to other people. Now we can see it as its full way of glory. But at the time, being born in a manger, surrounded by livestock, was not the greatest thing. And he came to his people. At the time, they mentioned that his people are the Jews, people of God. He came to them. And we continue on, verse 12. But to all who did not receive him, or who believed his name, he gave the right to become children of God. I got mine. Oh, shoot. In verse 11, it said that if people did not receive him. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it mentioned that the people, the Jews, did not receive him as the true Savior. So the light of the world did not only come to this holy, glorious birth that he deserved, but he also was not received by his own people. He wasn't treated the greatest by the Jewish people. You were born. But to all who did not receive him, who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God, who were born not of blood, but of the will of the flesh, nor the will of the man, but of God. Now it says here in bold letters that, there's no, if you were born, you cannot be born into being saved by God. Being saved by God. You cannot be born into going into heaven. You can't be born into being saved by God. To become children of God. At the end of verse 13, it mentions but of God. I like how it mentions that, because it speaks of the only way to be saved and redeemed is through God. And that's why I have this sign here, because it reminded me a lot of this verse, Ephesians 2:3-5. Have somebody else read that. Raise your hand if you got it. Ephesians 2:3-5. Ethan.
Okay. Ephesians 2:3-5.
Yep.
Among whom we all once lived in the passions of our flesh, carrying out the desires of our body, and then and the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, like the rest of mankind. But God, being rich in mercy, because of the great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in our trespasses, made us alive together with Christ, and by grace we have been saved.
So it's a bit of a turnaround in that verse you couldn't tell. It talks about how we deserve, not to be saved. But then two words kind of switch the verse into a new direction. And as you can see on the side, I have a very bold pointed because it's very important. But God, we are able to be saved. And it says in this verse that not only because of God are we able to be saved, but you cannot be born into being saved. You have to choose life. You have to become a child of God. And only through that, child of God, and only through that can you be saved. So, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. It mentions here that the Word became flesh, and that's mentioned in John 1:1. The Word was with God, so I could see someone that was with God has come to the earth, and is now walking among us. And we have seen his glory as the only Son of the Father, full of grace and truth. It mentions here that, I mentioned a couple times earlier, how it wasn't truly glorious how Jesus came to the earth. He was born in a manger, people did not accept him, but still, people saw his glory. His followers of Christ saw what he truly was. They followed him. And you can see John fully declaring it, that only through the Son of God can you see such glory. Verse 15, you can see John's reaction. John bore witness about him. He cried out, "This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me ranks before me, because he was before me." John, after seeing Jesus come to life, he could very boldly see the glory that was Jesus. And this reaction is kind of astonishing, because we have this guy who was sitting there, not knowing if God would come, Jesus would come and save him, but he was there, born to spread the word about him. He was doing that before Jesus came to this day. And then, as soon as he meets him, you can tell his glory, and he's boldly proclaiming here in the gospel. He's saying boldly that he sits before me, he is above me, he is the one that is the one. 16. For from his fullness we have received, all received, grace upon grace. So from what we can take away from Jesus is grace upon grace. From his fruits, we are able to have joy and all stuff. Grace. Just because because he came to the earth. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like I said in the last one, we see the grace through Jesus. And you can constantly see that John mentioned things like glory and grace, and he's gone on for these past couple of verses. It's mentioning how glorious and grace Jesus is. And then verse 18. No one has ever seen God, only the God who is at the Father's side. He has made him known. So again, you can tie this again back to John 1:1, how there was someone with God. And it says here that we cannot truly know God. No one ever had truly known God. Only one person has even really graced upon God in the true form. That person is Jesus. And only through Jesus can we really understand God, let alone get to know him. couldn't tell. But the point I wanted to make is that Jesus was always with God, even in the beginning. Like John, like he said that somebody was with God in the beginning. That somebody was the Word. And that Word eventually came down to save us. And he will. And through Jesus can we be saved. Like it says in John 1:13, or Ephesians 2, believe through God. Through and only through him